Yes, so was I. And I love your dress.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, the Scorpios are arriving. Would you mind excusing us?
Oh, of course not.
Of course. Why don't we all go into the living room? I think you know everybody. May I have the honor of escorting the First Lady?
Oh, Edward, you are so gallant of persuade.
I am so glad you both could make it. Holly, your dress is absolutely divine.
Thank you.
You look divine as well, Robert.
Well, I'm glad you feel divine. In fact, I'm delighted to be here. This is a great occasion, and I believe that this is the reason over here. Good luck, Celia, and I know that you know that I mean that.
Yes, I do.
This has been a long time in coming, Grant, but the very best to you.
Thank you, Robert.
Alan, my love, I think we should go to the living room. Lila and Edward look like we can use our help. We're going to fill up there.
Excuse us, will you?
Yes, we'll see you later.
All right.
I hope. It looks like we have a pretty big crowd.
Well, Holly and I are both in the mood for a big party tonight. You look absolutely sensational, hasn't she, Holly?
Thank you. Yes. Holly, something wrong? No, I'm fine, thank you.
Robert, why don't you and I go get these gorgeous ladies a couple of glasses of champagne?
Well, you don't have to do anything on my account.
No, I insist. We can drink a private toast, just the four of us.
Right. Excuse us.
Holly, are you still angry with me? What makes you say that? Because I know you.
All right, if you insist. I told you before, but I'll tell you again. This really upsets me.
But you're being silly.
I think that your engagement is incredibly premature.
And I think it's incredibly overdue by about 8 years in my book.
Everything about this evening is inappropriate.
Holly, I'm telling my friends how happy I am tonight.
Are you telling them? Or are you trying to convince yourself?
I love Grant very much. He is kind, considerate, thoughtful, and he has my welfare at heart. And I'm honored that he's asked me to be his wife.
You said that beautifully, Celia, almost as if you'd read it somewhere and memorized it.
That is unfair, Holly.
Well, I think your engagement is unfair. I think it's premature, unfair, and various other things. I'm sorry, but you did ask. Frankly, everything this evening, including your engagement, reeks of artificiality, and I hate being part of it.
I appreciate your candor, Holly, but it just shows how very little you know me. I am very happy, and finally, at long last, I'm going to be marrying the man I thought I was marrying initially. I am very happy. Oh, Grant, there you are.
Oh.
All right so far?
I keep thinking of Gordon.
Have you heard anything else from him?
Still waiting for his call to tell me when he's going to arrive.
Can we go now, please? I've had enough.
We'll leave shortly.
I'd rather go now.
Look, there are a lot of people here I should say hello to. Now I've done that, we'll leave, all right?
I suppose it'll have to be. What were you talking to Celia about?
When was that?
Earlier.
I recall. Couldn't have been all that important.
Oh, really? Got the impression that it was.
Take my shoes off.
Your shoes?
Yes. They're new, and frankly, they're killing me. It feels so good just to relax.
You know what? I've just had a great idea. Night is young yet, so why don't we go to the Port Charles Hotel for a nightcap across the bar?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to do that.
Then it's all settled, Holly.
I think we should call it a night.
And I think Holly's right.
No,
I think we've done more than enough partying for one night.
It's still early yet.
It's the shank of the evening.
Yes, and I'm still so excited about this lovely party that I know I couldn't sleep yet.
I think we should try.
Ah, nonsense, darling. It's a perfect way to wind down. Besides, it also has a practical aspect.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you see, as Grant here lives at the hotel, it can save him the trouble of taking Celia back to the gatehouse. I mean, you and I can do that.
That really isn't necessary.
But it's perfect. It saves trouble all the way around.
And you'll get to bed that much sooner. You know, since your recent hospitalization, you...
Well, I have have to admit, I still tire easily.
Then it's all settled. Nightcap at the bar and then a good night's sleep all round. Ready, Holly?
If you insist.
Let's go. Thought we had an agreement. No meetings at police headquarters.
I had to. It's important.
But what if Putnam finds out? I mean, he was acting a little on the weird side last night.
I know. Thank heavens you interceded with that idea of a drink and driving me home.
You think he suspects? I mean, this is no time to get overconfident.
I needed to talk to you, Robert.
Where is he?
He had some work to do. He's going to be at the library all day.
Okay. So what's on your mind?
Isn't there something we can be doing while we're waiting to hear from Dr. Borden?
Help me refute the evidence that got your old man convicted in the first place.
How?
Help me come up with a plan, because as I speak to you, this police commissioner doesn't have one.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner.
Now, I repeat, the more hard evidence we get to prove Putnam's guilt, the better off we're going to be.
But I just don't understand why what Dr. Borden found isn't enough.
Unfortunately, it's not enough to refute any of the evidence that convicted him in the first place, unless, of course, we can get Putnam to confess.
Well, can't we use what we've already found? The skiing weekend, the phenobarbital, the kissing incident in the library, which we know that Grant Putnam engineered.
It's all circumstantial. Now, we're talking about overturning evidence already proven in court.
I guess my change of allegiance won't help much, huh?
Not at this point.
Robert, I suspected this. I really did. I suspected it before, but I was so blind with fear and jealousy that I just didn't see it.
Look, you can't blame yourself. You were manipulated. You were conned by a very clever illusionist.
He was never like that as a kid.
Grant?
Yes, he was shy and studious. He was the kind that always keeps everything to himself. Even in our imaginary games, he couldn't let himself go. I had to do all the imagination. He'd just go along.
Well, apparently he's become a spot more creative.
Yes, I'll admit this plan has been rather ingenious.
We'll see how far this genius takes him.
It won't.
Unless, of course, we can't prove our claim.
We have to. We can't let him win this.
For your sake, I hope not.
I don't want to think about that.
Silly, look, we have to be careful here.
He won't hurt me.
Excuse me, I didn't know you were having a meeting. Hello, Celia.
Hello.
Come in, Bud. What's up?
Well, it's just some reports I want you to take a look at if you get time.
Just leave me, I'll deal with it later.
Well, there's no hurry, just whenever you get to it.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, no.
What's up?
Oh, mud. Oh, look at
this
my
mud.
shoes. Yeah, they were watering the grounds outside. Oh, look at your rug.
You've tracked it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll get maintenance to come and clean it. Ugh.
Wait a minute. Listen, bring me those plaster casts of the footprints that were made down by Putnam's boathouse.
Oh? Sure. Right away.
Okay. Thank you, Bert.
Sorry.
I don't understand why you
The
want...
first piece of hard evidence that we have to refute is the fact that Grant Andrews never set foot by that boathouse. Thought so.
What?
I should have noticed this before. Here, take a look.
What am I looking for?
Any differences between the two?
Well, there's a right boot and a left boot.
Well, apart from that.
One's a little larger.
Which one?
The left.
What do you mean exactly by larger?
The impression is deeper.
Aha! The key word. Deeper.
But I don't understand, Robert. We've already established that these are Grant Andrews'
Right.
boots. Jake went along with
Right, okay, I'm not denying that. The point is, who was wearing them on the day?
But I don't see how the depth of the impression is going to establish that.
But you do agree that the left one is deeper.
Significantly deeper.
Right. Now, that means that whoever was wearing these boots on the day down by the lake favored his right.
I see.
Grant Andrews ever have a limp?
No, he didn't. But Grant Putnam hurt his leg in that skiing accident.
Yeah. what I remember. I recall seeing him around the hospital, but I don't remember which leg it was.
I do. It was his right. He had a cast on for nearly a month.